the Down and Back Cornhole podcast, and as promised on Facebook, here with the champ.
Oh, you forgot my name?
Yeah, Jamie Cowan, JC Cornhole. You've heard about him talked on the show before. You heard me talk about him Saturday night on ESPN, your second time on ESPN.
Yeah, first one was ESPN 8, but then we went to 3, and next time it'll be ESPN.
Or maybe 2 and then 1.
But you can't see all those ESPNs without saying ESPN.
Exactly, yeah.
Doesn't matter the number at the end.
So, reason you're here, we'll talk about the pro stuff later on, but what a weekend it was for just cornhole in Canada in general on the weekend here with the first International Open.
Yeah, right from the get-go. People came out, and I don't know how many helpers. You were there helping. I was probably...
I think you were still asleep Friday morning.
No, I think I helped. Yeah, I think I was dreaming about helping you guys set up the boards. I was probably sleeping. But no, I did see all the posts, and people were really excited just even setting up the boards, getting the whole room facility ready, and that just went all the way through for the 3 days. It was pretty crazy.
I think the biggest thing, though, is to come out of the whole weekend is Saturday night. ESPN. It's, the biggest, some of the biggest names in cornhole from the States coming up, playing against all of our pros. And I kind of started with that first game right from Rick Wiersma and Moondog having a great game.
Yeah, it wasn't great that one of the Canadians had to get busted out there before kind of the final 8 or quarterfinals, what you will. But they battled back. Watching that match from the sidelines, Mike obviously had some experience there, and Rick, it was his first time. You just, like every match that you play, a few stray bags, it just can add up so quick.
Well, what I said in the broadcast was that Mike had maybe had a little bit of an advantage over the rest of you because Bobby threw octane bags as well. So he was throwing a bag that he knows. Other than like you, that may have been the first time you threw a vortex bag.
Yeah, I got a chance to warm up with them, but that's kind of what we have to do. They're used to doing it. We're forced to do it per se. But yeah, you just grab a bag, you throw a few down and backs. If you get a bunch, if you don't like it, you got to learn to like it really quick. Just kind of like golf. Every golf course can't set up to your game perfectly. I tweaked my game not to match the bags. I tweaked my game for a different reason. We can talk about that at some point.
Oh yeah. So you get through the game with Tracy, which I thought that she did throw great, even though you could really see that she was nervous. I thought that she was still kind of putting you in where you still had to make shots.
Yeah. I try to limit my mistakes when I'm up there. Not so much as just getting 4 on the board. You get 1 on the board, you get 2 on the board, you see what your opponent's doing. I mean, if they're just going in, kind of Jean Lang-like, Samantha Finley-like, if they're just in, you got to make an adjustment and say, okay, it's not a blocker per se, it's just the bag and play. Bag and play is 1 point. Yeah. A bag off the back because you're nervous, that's 0. Yeah. So a bag on and you're shaky is a big 1. And I just figured my strategy was to put 1 on. If it was a blocker, that's great. If it was a little off, and then just kind of work into and towards the, eventually getting the confidence of just going, well, I can actually sink some of these bags.
So then, like I said, you get past Tracy. Then, can we say an old nemesis because he's now moved away, no longer in the league? But you get to play Dean Lang again.
Yeah, I to be honest, I was nervous. I enjoy his presence. I respect what he's been doing and developing his game. But he's had my number since I can remember. It's been a while since we played against each other because he's been over in the States. But the match actually, I remember it starting kind of the way I imagined it, but keeping the mistakes to a small not giving up a 5-6 or a big score. Usually your pros are going to take care of it coming back. So that's that extra pressure of, don't give up the 5 or 6 to your opponent.
Yeah.
And we were fine after a few ends. We were a little bit behind, but I felt I was hanging in there, and I maybe just felt the momentum going a little bit in my.
Well, and I even said on the broadcast, and from what I remember about Dean, he likes to have that clean board where he's got that clear vision of the hole. And I know that you've been working on. We're going to talk about that later on, but you've been working a lot with a messy board, trying to work around bags, and I think that's what kind of changed the momentum of that game.
Yeah, I watched the video a couple times today, and I noticed that some of my bags were a little bit too far left, but even too far left, I was in the outside lane. The opponent has to do something.
Yeah.
It's in their way, so they're coming across. If they don't have that right to left action, they don't have that extra board space, so they have to fire it on an angle kind of outside away from the hole. So a little bit of nerve here and there. It's either kind of hanging around the one on the left that I did. That doesn't affect me for my next shot. The one zipping off to the right, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So then that gets us to the championship match. And I even said on the broadcast, you and Steve know each other well, being former partners. And I even said on the broadcast that when you guys were together, you were one of the more unbeatable teams because you knew each other. You were both great shots. And that game, it came right down to the end, right? It could have been that last end. It could have been could have went either way. And I think you guys just went back and forth and just really showed off how great Canadian cornhole players can be.
Watching the match today, I mean, we only threw 6 rounds against each other, and I think every single one of them, aside from the last one, which just happened, the first one almost gets overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Steve came over, the bags are clustered, and got 2 to go in. I've watched it several times, and I had to really dial it in and match. I think that was probably the only time I could hear the commentators. Man, they were annoying. Between Trey and what was the other guy's name?
No idea.
Yeah. I think it was just Trey. I think I heard him actually the only time, and it was something about matching the shot. And I mean, Steve's over there. I'm not talking to him. He's got the buds in, and I dialed it in and was able to pull that shot off. I thought that one was in the top 2 or 3 of the 6 rounds easily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to calm your nerves right off the bat, because I knew Steve was hot. He was throwing amazing.
Oh.
I mean, he could have, with no disrespect for Jordan Power, I mean, those guys played each other. That would have been an intense singles match.
Yeah.
Like they were on. Like he could not miss. So.
And I even said that on the broadcast, and you know Steve as well, and hopefully he's going to be on the show here soon. But when he gets on and dialed in, you're not stopping him.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like he's doing anything. It's effortless. It's very repetitive, very simple. Obviously, there's probably stuff going on, mentally, but the physical throw is so simple. It's like right there. And if it's repetitive, boom, 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 and he's on, look out. That's what I was afraid of when we stepped up there. But
exactly
after that first round, I was like, all right, let's go. I think he even did too. I don't know if we winked or did the awkward knuckles, but we were like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. Well, and then I said that because when I've seen you guys practice here at the garage, when he's come here, you guys always have fun trying to make each other make the tougher shot. Right, and I thought that that's what that game was going to be, and to an extent, it kind of got to be that in the later rounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. One bag here, one bag there. All of a sudden, the board's different, and you're like, "What'd you do that for? Why'd you put that there? I had a plan. I was working my way up here, and then you just threw this little jammer over here. What are you doing?" So whether we did it like whether we did it on purpose or not. Again, we're all pretty nervous to be up there. So whether we hit every shot exactly like we designed it, but yeah, he made some incredible. I mean, it's too bad we didn't hit some of those airmails. Those are always fun on TV, but yeah. Leading up to that, I guess it was the last 3 rounds, we were down by, I want to say 3.
Yeah.
I think it was 8-5 going into the 10th round, and that's when that happened.
Well, and you talk about being down 3, and people are like, oh, it's only 1 bag. But when you're playing in a limited round game like that, those 3 points are still tough to get.
Yeah, like that 10th round, if we're going to discuss it, when the bags were in that position, 6 points felt like 24. That's probably why I did what I did with my last bag, but it was like I just got 24 points on Steve Bull, and then, it's just 1 bag off a little bit here, and then it gets set up properly, and you're able to do it. But,
okay, the shot.
Yeah,
we'll just call it that.
Okay.
What was going through your mind on that shot? You got the 2 bags lined up in front of the hole.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it wasn't a gift, but it was definitely there as I saw Steve's come from. Again, he's throwing inside lane, I assume he's trying to put something to jam up those bags. Something probably just in front, and when it just scooted a little bit to the right, I mean, I knew one of them was in a good position. When it had scooted to the right, I think it nudged even the one closer. And I thought, I mean, I have to go through that chute. I've got a goalpost up there. I shouldn't have, but it just has snuck off a little bit to the right. And I said, I mean, I have to go for at least pushing him up. I still have a bag after it.
Yep.
So it wasn't as if I committed to making them all at once. I knew it was a possibility. Just get them up there closer. Well, that's how I played right from the get-go. Bag on, bag closer, work closer to the hole, get it up there, see what happens. Someone's going to have to make an airmail. Someone's going to have to make a roll shot. Someone's going to have to make all the shots that I kind of like. So, yeah, I mean, I focused on it. I was glad it left my hand in a good spot. And the fact that they just clumped up together and vortexed in, I don't know, physics.
I'm gonna take a little credit for helping that with the way that I throw, and I give you those, as you call them, the train shots all the time.
Yeah, and the way they were set up, they were a little side by side. Like, I know it's 3 bags, but it wasn't what I thought was a train. That actually never entered my head. I never thought, oh, that's a train. I literally was trying to push them forward. Maybe way back in my head, I thought train. But I mean, really, like we're all like nervous up there. So I'm not trying to board it. Like, I'm trying to make a shot, but that's there.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't even think like choo choo when we do out here at the shop, or I didn't really even think of the train because they were kind of a little bit sideways. So it was like I'm trying to kind of punch through. We can look at the way the bags were. They're punching through and maybe getting 2 in here or 2 in there, or just them forward. Like the fact that 3 went in was, I don't know. I can't take 100% credit for it. Physics.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then talking about physics, Trey had mentioned on the broadcast as well that the way your cut shot was working, he was even saying there's no bag out of play for you. Were you getting more confident as each game went on with the way your cut shot was working? Because you were starting to drag a lot of bags in that probably shouldn't have been dragged in.
100%. I started with bags left, short. If you watch my games, left, a little bit farther in, play in this way to the hole. Because I'm out in the outside lane, right? I'm not trying to jam them up per se. It's helping that they are, but for me, it's giving me those little. That's like a wall and a deflector. You only got 4 bags, but if we were to play 6 or 10 more matches, I would have been really bringing her in it.
Well, and then Trey also said on the broadcast too, he was talking to you, and like Trey is talking to you about this, and I've been able to see this year for a while now, your game kind of really rounding out from just being a put the bag in the hole, to you really getting that chest in there of doing your cut shots, working on a roll shot. Just what came up with that change that you really wanted to pick up those shots?
I think just watching all the other games, like it's more than just putting the bag in the hole. And it's airmails are great. Like it's simple, 6-inch hole, throw it up, it goes in. But there's so many other angles and ways you can get in. The roll shot's becoming more popular. Everyone throws it a little bit differently. I learned how to move a bag right to left, kind of maybe by accident, and then that developed into a roll shot. I did do a roll shot right after the train that no one noticed. No.
Actually, I did notice. I kind of noticed. I was just like, oh,
yeah, it's like, oh, just a roll shot. The next one. Like, I mean, if that bag didn't go in, that would have changed everything. Like, I had 2 on the board. Steve had 1 on, 1 in. He was getting 2 points there. If he makes his last 2, and I missed my last bag, like that one going in. The fact that it was a roll shot, kind of cut roll shot, and the fact that it went in, that probably was when I exhaled.
Mm-hmm.
I know Trey and you, when I watched the broadcast after, it was kind of a little bit before that, but when that one went in, had that gone off the back, that would have been different, a lot different. That's actually when I exhaled. I was like, okay, I got 1 in, I have 5. He can't score 5.
Mm-hmm. So you get the win with Timmy Jonas, and I think for myself, just selfishly for our league itself, KW, I think it was a boost for us to have both of our players in the final. Because quite honestly, I think we even talked before, everyone was thinking Jimmy McGuffin and Dean Lang were taking that night in a walk.
I mean, if I look at them based on I mean, I didn't know McGuffin was as good as that. I haven't watched him play, but watching him this week, I mean, never miss, right? Samantha Finley's got a never miss. I mean, all of them are never miss, but they're dealing with the same stuff we are. There shouldn't be too many huge points coming from them. So our group, you had to stay equal or get a few points here and there and just limit the big ones, the 4, 5s, and 6s, or you might fall too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even just watching the highlights, those guys are good. They could throw I didn't throw a 12-pack, I don't think, the whole tournament.
No.
I didn't necessarily need to, but I didn't see too many from our side. I think Steve did early.
Yeah,
he threw the 1 or 2. But we're dealing that'll come next time or the time after with experience, where we're not afraid of 12 packs.
Mm-hmm.
We're just nervous.
We're on a big stage. That's why Dolores is up here, because she did not get to.
I didn't either.
She didn't get to come out in Niagara Falls at all.
No, not for me. Nope.
So to go back one more thing on Saturday night, we'll let's do a redo maybe.
Oh, you want to ask me a question?
Of a question.
Okay.
That maybe you'll understand it this time.
Okay.
How many times have people come in here now in the last few days, have they had to watch Saturday night's video? Is that now? Do people have to watch both videos now, or just the one?
Yeah. I thought you were making fun of my camera skills. I'm not very good at taking videos and the TikToks and all that. So sometimes I forget to hit record. But I thought you were giving me a jab there. Yeah, I mean, the video will be on repeat if anyone wants to come by the Octane Garage. It will be on, and I can even go back to 2019 if you're interested. Yeah. Well, you don't get on ESPN very much. What am I supposed to do?
Better questions or better interviewer this time or the last time?
The last time?
In 2019.
The interviewer?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm sitting here.
I know. You know what the answer is. And I forgot your name earlier. Yeah. Stormy was a pretty good interview.
Yeah. So that was this weekend. But let's kind of maybe rewind a bit, going back to the start of the season, becoming the ACL pro, getting that first time getting that designation. What did that mean to you?
To be honest, I didn't know at the time. I really wasn't sure. I didn't know what my aspirations were. I didn't know what my schedule was going to be. Running my business comes first. And then some guy named The Hat decided to just say, I want to play everywhere, all the time, everywhere. Let's go. And I was like, oh, maybe. Let's go to one, see how it goes. And then we went to Las Vegas for that first national. And I think every 5 or 10 minutes, I said, whoever I was standing beside, I said, have I told you how much fun I'm having today? And since then, it's been there. Like it's not a struggle. It's a fun battle to build boards and run my business, and then also run off and play cornhole and try to be as competitive as you can. It's a challenge. It's a great challenge. I love it. It's a great experience. Losing is experiencing. Winning is experiencing. I'm going to Salt Lake City in 2 days and going to do something similar there.
Well, when people are watching this here, you'll already be in Salt Lake City.
Oh, okay.
So all right. He's already there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. He can teleport. He can teleport.
It's a lot warmer here in Salt Lake City. The forecast was wrong.
So you got to go in 20 when we both went in 2018. You then went down again to the ACL finals 2019, and then you'll be able to go to like Vegas and Atlantic City, those other big tournaments. That was my first time this weekend getting back to that big event like that, and I got to say that I thought I missed it, but I missed it a whole lot more than what I thought I did, because seeing that big event, all those people just having fun, the really late nights and very early mornings, I don't think I missed. But just that whole atmosphere there that we had this weekend was just incredible.
Well, the great thing is we got people that don't have access or are able to go down to the States to do those larger ones. So we got bookend people from Canada, from BC all the way to Newfoundland, and a lot of people that we've never met, being here in Ontario.
Yeah.
Just to meet them for the first time. I mean, you know them, you love them, you're friends with them on Facebook, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And watching them and their reactions, like, I can't believe how many smiles I saw on people's face, and they're just like having the best time. And you didn't even get to play.
No.
And I mean, that's probably why you had such a good weekend. Just saying. But seeing the people, like groups were formed, and everyone was everyone's best friend.
Yeah.
Even though you've really never actually physically met them, because the Cornhole community's all, been virtual for 3 years.
Yep.
And it's the same when we go down to the States. Like we're friends with a lot of these American players, and it's like, oh, I know you. Yeah.
What I liked, and I had a chance to message the ACL pros that come up from the States, was that, on the show here, I've been preaching that the ACL pros are some of the best players, but even better people. And I think there's so many players here that only got to see those ACL pros that came up online or on TV, whenever it's the minimal times it's been here, but to see that they really are like that they will stop, they will talk. Even if they don't know you, they will stop, they will talk cornhole, they will help you out with anything, give you tips or whatever. And I think that was the biggest takeaway from this weekend for me, was that they were able to see just how great the ACL is.
Yeah, and they're down to earth people. They're not unapproachable. I mean, at the wrong time after a match, you might not want to go up and introduce yourself or say, hey, how's your day going? If they just lost on a big broadcast, give them their space. But there's intensity. Obviously, the game matters at a pro level. Your performance matters. Everybody wants to win. But the down to earth outside of the game itself, it's unreal. There's fun, openness, and they, like you said, they're the best players.
Mm-hmm.
Like to even be just, can I peck your brain for 2 minutes? Oh my gosh, that 2 minutes is like 2 hours worth of information for me.
Yeah.
And I just asked you a few questions, and they're just like, that's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, wow, we don't think that that's what you think, or it doesn't appear like you think that. Like, you're nervous when you go up on those things? Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. And that guy nervous? No, he's not. Yeah, everyone is.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Now, the last thing I want to talk about, I have to say, first off, if you are in Newfoundland watching this and you are next to Dave Mayo, get him some Kleenex. Because how about Dion Kuza and how he played the whole, starting the Thursday night warm up with the Garden City Cornhole right through the weekend?
I never actually got to play against him. After meeting him, we might have played a couple down and backs or something, but in the matches, I never got to play with him. But I was well aware of watching him play late into brackets, and I kept track of some PPRs and paid attention to people paying attention to him, and unreal, like just rock solid, steady. When he's over there practicing, just chill out by himself. If you want to throw a few down and backs, you'd be able to be like fine, or maybe I just want to practice by myself here. So he was focused, but in the funnest way ever.
Exactly.
After meeting and talk to him after, just awesome.
Yeah.
I can't even find words.
Well,
I can't even say enough.
I know. Like I said on the breaking news video I did on the Facebook page, is that I was with him when he got the first text of who he was playing against for rounders. I just got done saying, you know what, just be you, go out, because he was all worried about it. He's like, well, there's some good Canadian players here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it because really 4 months ago he messaged me and said, I want to be an ACL pro. How can I do it? And I said, just keep working on your stuff. And he'd already been throwing deck rounds of 100. I'm like, you're already almost there. Anyway, and he was beating Ghost 9, and it's like, okay,
your PPR is like
you're crazy
11
there.
and a half or 12 and a half or something.
So he gets the text for his first game of rounders on Sunday morning, and he's playing Timmy Jonas. First game.
He's pretty good.
Apparently he won something with you.
He's pretty good.
So he's like, oh, I've got like the hardest game, and I was like, well, just you do you. You just play the way you want to be. And then I'm walking around and I see him finish. I was like, well, how close was it? How'd you do? He's like, I won 21-15. And I'm like, you just said that you had no chance of beating Timmy Jonas, and then you just beat Timmy Jonas. And even he said, that just snowballed the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Until finally I seen that there was the three people left, the three top Canadians left at the last when I first looked, was Dave Dunlop, who's another top player, who's not a pro.
Oh, he got too good too quick.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say.
Dean Lang was one of the last ones.
Yeah.
And then it was Dion. And on the live feed court, just on court 2, I had seen Dave Dunlop played Nicole Pratt, who was not a Timmy Jonas's girlfriend, who was not a bad thrower in her own right.
She was in she made it in the finals in singles and throws. Yeah.
Yeah. And Dave lost out to her. And then, so I knew that it just came down to Dean and Dion. And then Dean lost on the live feed court to Christine Papke. And it's like, I kind of doing the math. I was like, Dion's going to be the next Canadian pro. I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden I start getting people coming over to me going, with like paper and the live feed going, Dion's the last one, right? It's here. I was like, I think he is, yeah. And then all of a sudden they made that announcement, and then even the pros that were playing, I think it was Jordan Power and it might have been Jimmy McGuffin in the King Seat game. they had to stop for a second because it was such a loud cheer when Dion was announced that he got the Canadian Pro spot.
Yeah,
they had no idea what was going on.
They wondered what was going on over there while they were playing the finals of singles. I thought it was so funny. Yeah. Jordan's face had this smile, like, "What's going on over there? Like, we're playing the finals. Is there a bigger event going on over there?" It's like, yeah. Well, one of our. I told actually Jordan afterwards. I said, yeah, one of our guys just got their pro card, if you will.
Yeah.
To be on the international.
Yeah, for next year. And
yeah.
And to talk, we can talk about how happy we were here when, you can quasi say 4 of our own from KW got pro status. But, in the couple of days here that since Dion has won, that video I did with him, I've got over 4,000 views on that video now. And it's been shared by a bunch of people. There was people commenting on it that even I showed him the comments that first night. Because in the first couple hours, there was like almost 3,000 views in the first couple hours. People he didn't even know were commenting. And then it got to be, I talked to him where, we're recording this on Tuesday, his first day back to work today. He walked in and he's got like balloons and ribbons and signs and everything all in his work. They make him have a big party at lunch with a big cake. And then, my family in Newfoundland, there's people an hour and a half outside of St. John's at a Tim Hortons coffee shop saying, "Did you hear about that guy, the one that became a pro in Cornhole?"
Yeah.
So, for him, he is just, and he's such a humble guy, right? That he's not used to the spotlight, and he's just overwhelmed at it.
Oh, he's gonna fit in beautifully.
Yeah, and he's actually gonna be on the show next week. He's gonna be coming. I'll announce that there soon. But
ooh, I gotta buy him some wet naps.
Okay.
If you know, you know.
Okay. But yeah, it's and he's so new. Like he's unsure of what to do for sponsorship. I was like, you know what, we got a couple months to figure that out. We can do that. But
yeah, no, it's happy to have him. I mean, I guess on board. I don't know. I assume. I don't know what's happening with the international pros next year, but that could be a conversation.
Exactly. I know that he's already said yes. So
well, yeah.
So we can say technically he is a pro.
If he said yeah.
If he said yeah, he's technically yeah. So he's a pro. So he does all of that pro stuff that you guys have been told you had to do. So
he's got a head start actually for what we got to do. We got kind of thrown at it, but yeah.
And he likes wearing shoes, so he's okay. Yeah. So we're looking for sponsors for him. I know that I have sponsors, and that is, we're in the Octane Garage. So you go to octanecornhole.com. Corn Dog gets you 10% off of any merchandise, jerseys, hats, bags. You can get it down and back a Corn Dog jersey now. Get that online because then that helps the show. And then go to myearfund.com to get some good earbuds because the way Steve pulled through, you throw better with earbuds. You were going to wear earbuds this week, but you didn't.
No, I wanted to enjoy the atmosphere.
Discount code CornDog gets you 20% off of myearfund.com. Then you go over to check out sierrahome.com. Sierra Property Inspections, Darren in Alberta. Sherwood Park to be exact. Go if you're in that area, get him to do your home inspection. Portion of that there goes towards a children's cancer hospice, which is fantastic. And then to get all of your bags, if you don't want to throw octane bags, you want to throw the fire, you want to throw the BG shapeshifters.
It's just about an alternate bag.
Yeah.
There's some bag addicts out there.
csccornhole.com. Get all of your stuff. Only if you're in Canada you can get it. And then I got one other sponsor. This man, jccornhole.com. He needs to get to all of the pro national events, all the opens. Go online, buy him a board, buy boards from him. He's got a bunch right here that are ready to go.
Making it sound like a GoFundMe. GoFundMe.
Who it is? You help him out. He gets to go to play cornhole.
I make good boards.
Yeah,
Buy my boards.
exactly. You get to have the JC cornhole on there. You can help out Dolores that's up there. She's hanging out with the 3 trophies this weekend.
Yeah. You didn't even point those out.
Oh, right there you got.
Yeah, they're there.
The Canadian champion for the teams. You got the other doubles one that you had with the hat, and then that other big one from this Saturday night.
Yeah.
Little thing on ESPN.
Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to talk about the team one, but
no, team one was good. You guys had a really great showing. Great team there. Steve Hensby, the driver of the team.
Oh, did you get a shot? Let's do 20 more minutes.
We'll do 20 more.
No, I'm just
He wanted to do 15.
I got to go to
start
Salt
off with.
Lake City in a day and a half.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so you had Steve Hensby, Scott Sullivan, your former partner on ESPN. You had the hat. It was yourself. Who else?
Matt.
Steve. You had Steve Pohl. Steve Pohl. And then the boss. We just got to call him the boss.
Yeah.
I think he got mad at me because he was playing on the live feed, playing against Eric Hauser and Bobby Speary, and his first bag just bit short. I got the look.
So what do we? Wait a second. We can't even use that word anymore, right?
I think we still can.
No, I don't. No, we can't.
I think we can.
No, you've changed your branding.
Well,
Yep. So he threw a bag in front of the hole.
yeah. The corn dog.
It's called rebranding. The bag went in front of the hole, it was short of the board.
But I still throw corn dogs.
Oh no, you're not very good at this rebranding, are you?
Well, it's just a show name. I only threw 3 against Trey. I scored 1 point for every corn dog that I threw against Trey.
Did you actually play Trey?
Yeah.
In the rebound match?
Yeah.
And
It wasn't good.
oh, okay.
People here have already seen it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Now it just seems like we're the tool people, the Muppets of talking. Where's the guy with the?
I think that's time for it.
That's a good
Anyway,
one. Yeah.
check out next week's show. Like I said, we'll have Dion Kuza, the newest ACL pro. This is our current champ ACL pro, Jamie Cowan.
Jeez, seems like you forget my name.
Jamie Cowan. I know it.
Okay.
If you see him at a national event, go and say hi. Say, why don't you have a discount code for the Down and Back podcast? Because
you could have called me HHR there. That could have started the whole HHR thing.
you could have.
HHR. I need to get a symbol. I need to get a logo where I can do it with like my fingers. HHR.
Yes. Okay, every time he's on ESPN, he throws the highlight bag of the night. That's it. We're done. Good night. See you next week. Remember, watch out for those players throwing gas because they might be like him and kick someone's ass like me when they're playing.